You know that simple beep you hear at the checkout? It's the sound of one of the most successful pieces of tech in history, just doing its thing. But behind that familiar little sound is an absolutely incredible story of light, logic, and now artificial intelligence. So today, we're going to pop the hood and really dig into the surprising genius of the humble barcode and how the scanners that read them got so unbelievably smart.
Okay, so here's our game plan. We're going to start by looking at just how huge the barcode's impact is. Then we'll get into the nitty-gritty of how scanners actually read those black and white lines. After that, we'll talk about the huge leap to 2D codes. Yep, like the QR code, and see how AI is solving scanning problems that used to be impossible. We'll see it all in action out in the real world, and then we'll wrap up by taking a peek at what's coming next. So first things first, let's just take a second to appreciate how completely, totally, everywhere this technology is, it really is the universal language for, well, for things.
And that's really the core problem the barcode was invented to solve. I mean, think about it. Before this, keeping track of anything was slow, you had to do it by hand, and it was just full of mistakes. The barcode created a super fast, practically error-free way for any object to just tell a machine exactly what it is. A brilliantly simple solution to a massive, massive logistics problem.
Just how massive are we talking? Get this, over 5 billion, that's billion with a B, barcodes are scanned every single day around the world. And that's not just at the grocery store. We're talking warehouses, hospitals, factories, shipping depots, you name it. This isn't some niche tech. It's a fundamental pillar of our entire global economy.
You know, the journey to get here was a long one. The first idea was patented way back in 1949, and it was actually inspired by Morse code, just kind of stretched out into lines. But it took all the way until 1974 for that famous first beep on a pack of gum. Then, fast forward 20 years, and the game completely changed again when the QR code was invented. Not for you to scan at a restaurant, but for the rough and tumble environment of a car factory.
All right, so how does this magic trick actually work? How does a little beam of light turn some lines on a box into useful data on a computer? Let's break down the mechanics.
At its very core, every single barcode scan follows these 4 steps. First, the scanner shoots out some light. Then, a sensor measures how that light bounces back. See, a ton of light reflects off the white spaces, but the black bars absorb most of it. This pattern of light and dark gets turned into an electrical wave, an analog signal. And finally, a little decoder chip takes that wave, turns it into a digital signal, ones and zeros, and translates it into the numbers and letters we can actually use.
Now, for those traditional stripy 1D barcodes, there are a couple of classic ways to get the job done. On one hand, you've got your laser scanners. These use a single laser beam that gets bounced off a moving mirror to sweep across the code really fast. It gives them great range, but, moving parts can break. Then you've got the CCD scanner. This one has no moving parts at all. Instead, it uses a whole line of tiny light sensors to basically take a one-dimensional snapshot of the barcode. This makes them way tougher, but you usually have to get them a bit closer to the code. But those 1D barcodes, which could only hold a few numbers, they hit a wall pretty fast. The world needed to cram a lot more data, like say a whole website address or detailed product info, into a really small space. And that need is what sparked the big shift to two-dimensional codes. And of course, the undisputed king of 2D codes is the QR code. Because it stores information both horizontally and vertically, it can pack thousands of characters of data into a tiny little square. I mean, a normal barcode holds, a few dozen max? But the real genius here isn't just how much it holds, it's how it's designed to be read, even when things get messy out in the real world. So, how does a scanner even know where to begin looking at this jumble of pixels? Well, it starts by searching for these 3 big squares in the corners. We call them finder patterns, and they have this very specific, unique ratio of black and white lines, 1:1 to 3:1:1. That's almost impossible to find by chance in any other image. The second a scanner sees those 3 patterns, it knows instantly where the QR code is, how big it is, and which way it's turned. Okay, but what if the code isn't on a nice, flat piece of paper? What if it's on a soda can or a crumpled-up poster? That's where these smaller squares, the alignment patterns, come into play. They act like extra little anchor points across the grid, which lets the scanner software do the math to correct for any warping or distortion. It basically flattens out the image in its brain before it even tries to read the data. Pretty cool, right?
But this part is just brilliant. The designers knew that these codes would get beat up in the real world. So they built in this incredibly powerful algorithm called Reed-Solomon error correction. It basically bakes redundant, backup information right into the code itself. So what does that mean? It means even if a huge chunk of the QR code is totally ripped off or covered in dirt or scratched to heck, the scanner can use what's left to mathematically rebuild the missing pieces. It's just an amazing feat of data resilience.
So even with that brilliant design and error correction, some barcodes are just a nightmare. They're printed terribly, they're super damaged, or the lighting is awful. For decades, those were just written off as unscannable. That is until artificial intelligence completely changed the game.
And this quote right here, it just hits the nail on the head. It's the fundamental problem with older tech. Traditional scanners, they just follow a strict set of rules. If the code isn't clear enough, or straight enough, or high contrast enough, they just give up. They have zero ability to interpret or fix a bad image. This is where AI-powered scanners are a total revolution. Let's break down how they do it. First, they do something called image pre-processing. Before it even tries to decode, the AI automatically cleans up the picture. It sharpens blurry lines, it boosts the contrast. It's like having a pro photo editor fix a bad picture in a split second. Second, they use predictive algorithms to intelligently guess and fill in the missing data, going way beyond that standard error correction. And this is the most important part. They learn. Every difficult or failed scan is a lesson. The AI model gets smarter and better at handling real-world chaos over time. It's not just following rules anymore, it's learning from experience.
Okay, so with this incredibly smart technology in our hands, let's look at where it's really making a difference. Because trust me, we have come a very long way from just scanning packs of gum.
In retail, it means way fewer of those frustrating item not found moments at the checkout. In healthcare, it can be a literal matter of life and death, making sure the right patient gets the right medicine by reliably scanning those tiny curved labels on vials. And in logistics, it's what keeps the whole world of e-commerce moving, letting scanners read labels that have been battered, rained on, and totally abused on their journey to your door.
And this all leads us to the ultimate challenge, something called direct part marking, or DPM. This is where a barcode isn't on a label. It's permanently etched or lasered right onto a part, like a metal engine block. And as you can see, the challenges here are just immense. You've got super low contrast marks on metal that are almost invisible. You've got glare from shiny surfaces that can totally blind a normal scanner. And you've got curved parts that warp the code's shape. AI-powered scanners attack this with a combination of special hardware and software, using things like HDR imaging, special lighting, and those smart distortion correction algorithms to read codes that are literally part of the object itself.
So after this whole journey, from simple black and white lines all the way to AI-powered imaging, what could possibly be next for the technology behind that beep?
Well, it looks like the future is heading towards identifiers that we can't even see. I want you to imagine a product package where the entire surface is covered in a unique, invisible pattern, a digital watermark. To you and me, it just looks like a regular box, but to a special camera, it contains all the information a barcode would, without taking up any space on the design. This stuff is already being used for things like fighting counterfeit products and for super high-speed manufacturing.
And that's really the big thought I want to leave you with. We started this whole journey with a technology designed to make checkout lines a little faster. We now have a technology that can give a permanent, verifiable, and sometimes totally invisible identity to pretty much any object on Earth. So the question isn't really about how we scan things anymore. The real question is, what are we going to do with the ability to know what everything is, everywhere, all at once? What new worlds of efficiency, of safety, and of interaction is that going to unlock?